Welcome back, everybody. If you know me, you know who I am, you know what I do. If you don't know me, I am a React content creator. I like to react to basketball content. I get my basketball insight, NBA, current, or shit like this, where it's different basketball content creators, right? I also like to react to brain rot TikTok, YouTube bullshit. So if you like a guy that's gonna make you laugh, or you like a guy that has a decently good basketball opinion, go ahead, give me a like, follow, subscribe. I got you. So, with that being said, let's start this video off. Today we're going to be reacting to a basketball video by Mike Korzemba. I've never seen a trade backfire like this, so let's go ahead and put this at 1.25 speed. Let's full screen it, and let's get it cracking, guys.
It's reasonable to forecast that Durant will be breaking up with the Suns in the summer. It doesn't look good for the long-term forecast because he was really frustrated. He was not happy that he was put into trade talks.
Are the Phoenix Suns on the brink of disaster? Imagine this. Kevin Durant is sitting around his house, hears his phone buzz, and wait, the Suns might trade me. Only one thought is on his mind as he stares at that screen. Betrayal. The Phoenix Suns were supposed to compete for a title with Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal. They are currently 11th in the Western Conference, and as...
Yeah, this is absolutely frustrating considering the fact that they should not be 11th. They're too good. They're way too fucking good. As far as the line that they have, the lineup that they have, the roster that they have, they don't have a bad roster. He brought up the big names, that is true. He brought up the Bradley Beal and the Devin Booker and the Kevin Durant. But let's not just look at those three, right? They got Nurkic. Plumlee's okay. Dunn's a dog. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, this isn't not, you look at this roster, this isn't like, in Royce O'Neal, I like Royce O'Neal. This isn't a shit roster. This is a decent roster that they have. And the fact that they can't get in the playoffs, they might not even be in the play-in, is absolutely fucking wild to me. I understand that Kevin Durant was in trade talks because Bradley Beal was not going to waive his no-trade clause for nobody. Seems like that way he wants his money. And he's staying in Phoenix. But if you're Kevin Durant, one thing, you got to understand two things. One, the NBA is a business. And two, if you are a prime all-star player, they're probably going to look to shop you, especially if they feel like they're not going anywhere this year and you are old, right? Isn't Kevin Durant like 36? How old is KD? $36. You're 36 years old, my guy. You're a 36-year-old player. They're going to get rid of you. They're going to get rid of you because they're trying to, I don't know, maybe scrum up something of a future since they don't have any fucking picks. They have nothing. They have nothing. They did everything they could to get you and Beal. They have shit for shit. So, of course, they're going to try to do what they can do so they can try to get a remnants of a future since it looks very bleak right now. But, hey, we know KD likes to get into his feelings. He literally had burner accounts, okay, on Twitter for people talking shit about him. But if you are the Phoenix Suns, on the other hand, if you're going to shop KD, you probably shouldn't make it known to media that you're shopping KD unless a deal gets done. Period. You should keep that shit on the hush. So it's just, it sucks both ways around. It sucks that they're looking to trade KD, and KD, knowing how, you know, fragile he can be, was known about this, and now he probably just want to stay in Phoenix. And it sucks that Phoenix was not able to get anything out of it because at the end of the day, it's a business, and they weren't able to get shit out of the trade deadline. But it also sucks that this roster is way too fucking good to be this bad. Like, I'm sorry. They should at least be middle of the pack. I'm not saying they should win a championship, but with those three guys alone, you guys should at least be middle of the pack. This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But this goes to prove you can't just ram big names together and expect it to just be perfect. This goes to prove that the Westbrook, AD, LeBron era, you throw in big names together, it doesn't fucking matter. If they don't play well, they don't play well. That's just how it is. It's just how it is. But they still have a decent roster around them to at least make a push, but it is what it is. Like, the Suns need to look out for their future, so I don't get why KD would even be upset at them looking to trade, for sure.
As you are about to hear, this story only gets worse. Also, has Giannis been hinting all season long that if the Bucks lose early in the playoffs again, he's going to want out of Milwaukee and are Trae Young's days in Atlanta numbered? What's up, Mike here, and while the trade deadline is over, there is some serious proof that this is going to be a crazy summer. We may look back at the Bradley Beal trade as one of the worst trades of all time. Zero exaggeration. Beal is averaging just 17.4 points, 3.4 assists, and 3.4 rebounds per game, and is getting paid over $50 million a year until the 2027 season. He was supposed to be the final piece of a big three that pushed for a title. Now, his no-trade clause has created absolute chaos. Beal refused to waive this no-trade clause in order for Phoenix to trade for Jimmy Butler or to use Beal in any other trade. Before the Bradley Beal trade, Phoenix made the NBA Finals in 2021 and lost in the second round in 2022 and 2023.
An absolutely pathetic, awful performance. They're outclassed, they're outmanned, they're out-physical, they're out-game plan. They just don't have anything going for them right now. It's bad, man.
That was with a roster that was constructed well. This season, their locker room has been described as toxic. They sit at 11th in a loaded Western Conference, and they cannot tank anytime soon because the Suns do not straight up own any of their first round picks until 2032. To make things somehow much worse, according to reports,
They don't have any picks until 2032. They can't do shit for their future until 2032. That is depressing.
this trade deadline, the Suns blindsided one of the best scorers in NBA history in Kevin Durant. Now get this, KD wanted to be loyal to the Suns to the end. He was okay with all of these problems on the roster. He wanted to be the one that fixed them. And their owner reassured him that that would happen. Just this year, owner Matt Ishby said, "We hope he finishes his career here in Phoenix. Kevin wants to be here. We want Kevin here. There's never been one grumbling of anything different." Everyone hates phony people. Durant is still playing like a star, but after this, the new report we're hearing is that we may see a trade demand this summer. KD is averaging around 27 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists per game at the age of 36. He has been grinding to maintain a very high level of play, and while he's handled this in the most professional way possible, he's also shown in the past, if he gets slighted, he doesn't respond well, as in this case, I don't think he should. And the clock is ticking down here for Phoenix. Durant will be a free agent after next season. If he is going to leave the Suns, they need value back for him, and teams such as the Thunder, Rockets, Magic, and Spurs all have rosters good enough to convince KD they can compete with him, and they have the assets to get a trade done. But guys, before we continue, I'm very excited to say that this video is sponsored by SeatGeek. With the NBA and NHL in full swing, I want to be watching the games live and in person. And that is why our friends at SeatGeek have you covered. Everyone, not just new users, everyone can use my code Mike10 for 10% off of any ticket on SeatGeek. Sports, festivals, concerts, you name it, SeatGeek has you covered, as SeatGeek also rates tickets on a scale of 1 to 10. Green being good, red being bad, so look for those green dots. And no matter how many times you have bought tickets before, again, using code Mike10 is going to get you 10% off of your order. So what are you waiting for? Open your SeatGeek app, use my code Mike10, and get 10% off of your order right now, because this all...
I'm gonna let you guys know, I work like crazy, okay? I saved up a bunch of money and I bought WrestleMania tickets. I wish I had this code now. If you know, you know. Those tickets are absolutely insanely priced.
Offer is only available for a limited time. That is code Mike10 for 10% off at SeatGeek. Thank you again to SeatGeek for sponsoring today's video, and now let's get back into today's video. Giannis has been in trade rumors for years, but this might be the summer where we finally see something happen. Kirk Goldsberry said this about Giannis: "I hate trade demand gossip, but that intel is out there, folks. I think there's a world where he's the next big domino to drop." Which means the stakes of the Kyle Kuzma trade are extremely high and extremely risky, which we're going to wrap back around to, but Giannis has no time to waste here. At the age of 24, Giannis emerged as one of the most dominant two-way forces we have ever seen when he won his first MVP. At 25, he became one of just 3 players ever to win MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in the same season, along with Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon. At 26, he was an NBA champion and a Finals MVP. Let's rewind back to that title year, 2021, and people were having debates if Giannis could end up as the best power forward ever over Tim Duncan. Giannis was so young and so successful, it seemed legitimately possible. Legacy-wise, he was ahead of Jokic. But jumping back to this year, Giannis has continued to play like a legend, but the team around him has let him down. Milwaukee has lost in the first round of the playoffs the last 2 seasons, and according to DeMarcus Cousins, Giannis has hinted a trade might be coming. Cousins said,
"One thing I learned about Giannis being his teammate is there's always truth in his humor. And he's a lot smarter than he likes to give. Like, things he say is truth in it always. I can see that being a thing that happens, especially if this experiment with Damian Lillard doesn't go as planned."
Interesting, but truth in what humor exactly? Well, Giannis began this season by saying, "You have it in the back of your mind, like, what if this season doesn't go well? Yeah, if we don't win a championship, I might get traded. Yeah, this is the job we live." Then just recently, Giannis said this: "Now that a European will be, I believe, the face of the Lakers, this is something new for Europe. It's never happened before. Now, I just love it. You know what I want?
I want Luka to the Lakers. I want Jokic to the Knicks. I want all the Europeans to go to all the big markets. This is my dream."
Giannis is, of course, European, and this season he's averaging 31.8 points.
Hey, Giannis, come to Chicago. Bro, we're just a hop, skippity-doo right down the road, my guy. All right? You ain't got to go that far from Milwaukee. Just Come to Chicago, buddy. Come to Chicago, you know? We'll welcome you with open arms, okay? We won't trade you. This will never happen to you. This will never happen to you. If you guys don't know what this is, it's Luka. It's Luka, but it's in a Dallas jersey. I wonder if this is going to be worth any type of money now. But this is Luka in a Dallas jersey. This will never happen to you where you get traded away. You'd be a lifer, okay? Come to Chicago. Come to Chicago. Come to Chicago. Come to Chicago.
12.2 rebounds and 5.9 assists per game on almost 61% shooting, but his odds of winning the MVP are 100-1. He really doesn't have a chance. It is a race between Jokic and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and I think the frustration has been building here. DeMarcus Cousins believes a change may be coming, saying, I could absolutely see him in Chicago. Obviously, Chicago is a great market for any superstar.
Come to Chicago. Come to Chicago. Please, please, please. Look, listen. We've been building a good young core, okay? We've been playing decent in some games, okay? We got some good wins under our belt. We're doing decent, okay? It's a good culture. Come to Chicago, bro. Please come to Chicago. I'm begging you, come to Chicago.
Star, which sounds like a Bulls fantasy, only after the Kuzma trade. Giannis tweeted out 2 colors, then deleted this tweet. Those 2 colors were...
Fuck yeah! Come on, Giannis. Come on, Giannis, please. Please, dog, come to Chicago. You know what? I'm going to be the biggest hate watcher of the Bucks now. I'm going to be the biggest hate watcher of the Bucks because they can't just lose, right? Because if they end up, let's say the Bucks end up getting to like the conference finals, I think Giannis stays without a fucking doubt. Why wouldn't he? But if they get dropped in round 1, this could be a reality right here, baby. Right here, baby. Giannis could be a bull. Please, please come to Chicago. Please, I beg you.
Red and white with the thinking emoji. Why would he delete this? Those colors could only fit the Bulls, Heat, Hawks, or Rockets. To me, the Rockets would make the most sense in terms of creating a title contender, but this could all just come down to how well Kyle Kuzma plays. Giannis loved Chris Middleton like a brother. Trading one of his brothers for Kyle Kuzma could be the nail in the coffin, and if we're just being honest, Kuzma was pretty terrible on the Wizards this year. Washington is the worst team in the league, and Kuzma went from averaging 21.7 points, 6.9 rebounds, and 4 assists per game in 2023 and 2024 to just 15.1 points, 5.8 rebounds, and 2.4 assists per game on 41.7% shooting. In Milwaukee, he's averaging almost the exact same numbers in 3 games so far. The Bucks have been 1-2 in those 3 games. Kuzma's stats get even worse though. This year he has a minus value over replacement play.
Let's see how Milwaukee's doing real quick. So they're 5th in the East. They just lost to the Warriors. They won against the 76ers, which is not a surprise. They lost to the Hawks, won against the Hornets, lost to the Thunder, lost to the Grizzlies, lost to the Spurs, lost to the Trailblazers, won against the Jazz, lost to the Clippers, won against the Heat, won against the Sixers, won against the Raptors. It seems like when they're facing teams that they should beat, they beat. Even sometimes they lose to. But when they're facing even fucking halfway decent team like the Warriors, they get smacked. Now, in this last game that they lost against the Warriors, you can see box score. Let's go to the Bucks. Kuzma had 21 points on 9 of 13 shooting, 6 of 9 for the field. So Kuzma didn't even play terrible. Damian Lillard, 38 points. They just, I don't even know, 19 points from Taurean Prince. I really liked Prince on the Lakers. He was a good player. Still is a good player. But yeah, when it comes to the Bucks, I don't know what the deal is. They can't close these games out for whatever reason. Sad. Really sad, but hey, not sad for me. Especially if you're a Bulls fan. You want to see this happen. You want Giannis to the Bulls. Come on, baby.
player. He has a career low true shooting percentage. In Washington, he had a minus 5.5 box score plus minus. If he didn't exist, the team would be winning more games. Kuzma has been a net negative on the court. If he plays like that in the playoffs, it could be the last straw for Giannis. Trae Young might be the most disrespected player in the NBA today, and I get it. Trae's defense is not good, but let's focus on what a Trae Young-led team has done. Trae not only gave us one of the best seasons from a 21-year-old we have ever seen, 29.6 points, 9.3 rebounds, and 4.3 rebounds per game, but then as a 22-year-old, he proved he could lead a team to big-time success. He brought the Hawks all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals, and if we remember, it was Trae's intimidating rim defense that caused Ben Simmons to infamously pass the ball on this play.
Simmons, he cleared out for him, tapping his way in, spins on Gallinari, gives it up, oh, it was right there, and a foul as Thibault goes to the basket.
Not only did Trae potentially ruin Ben's career here, as the Hawks did beat the Sixers and Ben Simmons went completely downhill after that, but in these playoffs, Trae averaged 28.8 points and 9.5 assists per game. His playmaking.
I don't know if it was Trae Young that made Ben Simmons pass up that ball, or Ben Simmons just being Ben Simmons. God, I've showed this video at least 15 times, guys. I've showed this video so many times. If you don't know what I'm about to show, then you're gonna laugh. And if you know what I'm about to show, you're gonna laugh. You already know.
You know I love LeBron. I've talked about him incessantly for a decade. I still think he is absolutely remarkable. But for the first time in 10 to 12 years, I look at the NBA, which I've watched for 4 decades, and I say this now with Ben Simmons. Hey, LeBron, we're good, bro. You can go. You don't have to. You can hang around. Still great, but you can go. We're all good here.
Yep.
I never bought in.
We're all good. We're all good. Ben Simmons is here. We're all fucking good. We got Ben fucking Simmons. I've never seen some shit backfire as hard as that did. But anyway. So yeah, I don't know if him passing the ball had to do with Trae or had more to do with the fact Ben Simmons is Ben Simmons. Let's finish this.
Making is as elite as you can get. He can shoot from anywhere on the court. A young star was born here, plain and simple. But then the Hawks completely dismantled their roster, and right now they're in a state of just pure confusion. Why do I say that? Well, Atlanta does not own their first round pick this year. The Spurs do. The Spurs also have the right to swap picks in 2026, and they own the Hawks 2027 pick. So tanking does not work for Atlanta. Trae Young has also been so good that it's been impossible to tank. Recently against the Magic on February 10th, the Hawks started a lineup that had Trae alongside a 24-year-old, a 22-year-old, a 21-year-old, and a 19-year-old. It didn't matter. The Hawks still won. They've won 3 in a row. Trae has been carrying them. He has continued to prove that he is a leader of a winning team, but he keeps getting overlooked. Trae was not even picked to be part of Team USA's camp, let alone the senior men's national roster. He was not originally named an All-Star this year, despite leading a very below average team to a 26-28 record, which is good for 8th in the Eastern Conference. He was luckily picked as an injury replacement for Giannis, but Trae hates this. Did you know that Trae has been named an All-Star starter twice and was picked as an injury reserve 3 times? He actually declined one of those injury reserve selections due to the sheer disrespect. And on Atlanta, Trae cannot do this alone forever. At the deadline, the Hawks just traded away DeAndre Hunter for Karis LeVert and George Niang. This was a salary dump move. Cavs fans are ecstatic to get Hunter. He averaged 19 points per game this year for Atlanta, and he gives the Cavs size and length on the wing that they have been missing. Atlanta did not want to pay Hunter $24.9 million in 2027, which is fine if they can replace him for someone better. Now, Jalen Johnson on this roster has looked great. We are not sleeping on 18.9 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists per game.
Yeah, but when it comes down to it, like, if they don't want Trae there, let Trae walk. I can see Trae doing a lot of good things. I saw the rumors that Trae... Remember when we saw, like, rumors of Trae Young going to the Lakers? And a lot of people, like, were hating on Laker fans and saying, oh, you guys are delusional. Me being one of them. Let me tell you something. After getting Luka, they ain't so delusional after all. I'll tell you what. I'm never going to sit here and see, if I see a purple and gold on anybody, I'm just going to go, you know what? It's possible, especially after that Luka trade. Jesus Christ. But anyway, back to Trae Young. Yeah, I think at the end of the day, if Trae doesn't want to be there, Trae should go. I'm not too sure where Trae Young would end up, you know? It's just kind of weird because it seems like Atlanta doesn't want to pay for pieces, but then they want to win at the same time. What are we doing? What you guys get along with the Dallas Mavericks fucking GM and ownership? You guys are buddy-buddy? Sounds like you guys have the same fucking mindsets.
for a 23-year-old. He has been injured, but he'll be back. 2024 pick Zachary Rizachet has averaged 16 points per game in his last 7 games on 60% shooting. He has shown flashes, but no one would say this young core looks title-bound anytime soon. Remember, the Spurs just believed Trae Young was obtainable in a trade, and that has been the rumor for some time now, that the Hawks are open to moving Trae. If Atlanta was willing to trade Trae during the deadline, it is very possible he is available this summer, especially because he can decline his player option after next season, and with that, he would become a free agent. So there we have it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications. That way you never miss another video. If you're still here watching, you are awesome, and we all know it. And as always, have an awesome day, and peace.
That was a good video. I liked it. Only thing I got out of it was Giannis. Bring your ass here, boy. Please come to Chicago. I am begging you to come to Chicago. I would love if you came to Chicago. Please come to Chicago. Oh, man. The happiness that I'd feel if this man just came to Chicago. But nonetheless, good video. Good shit. If you guys like the content, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you want me to react to anything, please please comment, not content. Please comment, and I will do so. But besides that, thank you for joining. Thank you for liking my shit. Hope you all have a great day. Peace out. Love you. Goodbye.